Hello, gentle viewers. This is Avindian welcoming you to a new episode of Out of the Park Baseball 18 as the Atlanta Braves. We're getting ready for an off season after a 74 and 88 season. It's not a great record by any means. Actually, a little bit of a downturn from last season, but there's hope for the future. Let's look at the season stats, which I forgot to do last time. Carrios has already proven to be an exceptional talent. He had 45 homers, drove in 100, only 24 doubles, but he's not here for the doubles, is he? Accumulating a 3.5 WAR in the process, playing some pretty decent left field. I have the feeling if he'd either stolen a few more bases, or more specifically, he had hit for a little bit more of an average, he would have been a borderline MVP candidate. Still a very fine hitter, and one that's worth quite a great deal to our team. Kevin Maitan made up very nicely toward the end of the season, putting in stats which were a bit below his normal power numbers, but then again he was injured quite a bit this season. And playing a very fine shortstop in addition. Kevin Harris really kind of blossomed, came into his own, hitting 30 doubles and 28 homers while providing surprisingly decent defense at a key position. Another really good, outstanding player. Pat Morris filled in very nicely for Juan Collado for most of the season. Hitting over 300. Including 36 doubles, although he did have some problems with playing second base. He's not a great second baseman, but at the very least, he's someone that's worth keeping on the team, even if we don't bring Collado back. And then Meneses really started to take a bit of a nosedive toward the end there. His power numbers have been unimpressive. And for someone who I expect to make his living mostly with his bat, that's discouraging. Let's talk about Juan Romero, who's now a permanently converted first baseman as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he might find his way into a corner outfield position again, but probably not. Hit very well himself, 273, 483 slugging percentage. And did okay at first base. Actually was a plus defender at first base. So he's a nice fit into the team. The good news is all these players are either in their first or second year. The bad news is eventually they're going to start costing me quite a bit more. And Arturo Pineda was a huge disappointment this season. A huge disappointment. He didn't even play center field that well. And if he's not playing good center field and he's not hitting well, he has no place on our team. He's someone I'm thinking of replacing. And we need a new catcher. It's painfully obvious we need a new catcher. Pitching-wise, Ian Anderson put in a very fine season. 34 starts, 3.63 ERA. All of his peripherals right along career lines. Not quite as good as last season, but actually better in some senses, since a lot of the difference in ERA comes from his BABIP being higher. Randy Fitch has turned out to be a very fine pitcher. Now 2 seasons in a row. This is definitely the kind of pitcher we could grow to love. I'd like to see more strikeouts if we could get them. But if we don't, he's still very fine. Danny Muchler has been a real revelation. Although he's probably going to be ticketed in the long term for the bullpen once some of the other starters develop. I have no problem with making him a bullpen guy for a couple of starter for a couple of seasons, but 20 starts, just over 113 innings, that's only 5 innings a start. That's not that great. Kevin Nelson was objectively terrible. But here's the weird part. He's supposed to be a control pitcher, and his control was just gone. So that either means he's quite a bit worse than he looks, or there's something else there. Kevin DeVille did bounce back, and I'm thinking of making him a starter at some point, because it would help hide his ineffective movement. What if we did... If I made him a starter, I'm just curious, what would he be rated? He'd immediately be one of the best starters on the team. Okay. We're going to try an experiment. And this seems really weird, especially after he had a good rookie season. I'm going to make you into a reliever. That doesn't boost his stuff at all? That's not encouraging. Yeah, normally pitchers actually get better stuff when you convert them from starting into relieving. He's not making a difference, which might mean his days are numbered as a useful pitcher. We'll think about changing him around. Nelson was just a train Marek. And Dame was actually a pretty fair starter this season. Again, not brilliant, but he did fine. I'm not going to complain too terribly much about him. Let's look at our salary arbitration cases. Ed Gunner. Filled in nicely toward the end there as the closer, and he did have a very solid season. Let's offer you $1.5 million. Nope. $2 million? Nope, you're not even remotely interested in talking. I'm just going to offer him a decent raise because I don't think he's worth $3 million. Rogelio Silva. He strikes people out, but he also walked a lot of people, which he shouldn't be doing again. A lot of weird high walk numbers this season. I'll go ahead. Oh, wow. You don't even want to talk to me. Why not? What's your beef, buddy? Okay, you want to play for a winner, but it looks like you're mostly angry just because you didn't have a very good season. I'm just going to give you $600,000. Okay, Huascar Inoue. No. Absolutely, positively not. You're just getting non-tendered. I'm not coughing up anywhere near even $1 million for you. Alfaro's a really bad hitter, but a pretty decent catcher. I'll go ahead and give you that deal. Unless Bishop's an amazing center fielder, and he's not. Meneses, let's try to offer you change. I wouldn't mind Collado coming back, because he did win a Gold Glove last season. What would it take to get you to come back? You want a significant raise, and I just don't think you're that worth it. Wait, who had... It was Kevin Mengia, wasn't it? He's 24. He'd at least be worthwhile trading. Would you take a minor league extension? Crane sucks. Crane has good stamina, but little to suggest he'd be an effective pitcher. No, no. Nope. 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 Just because he had such a great season in AAA, I'm willing to give him actually a minor league extension if he wants it. How did you generate almost 5 WAR based on this? You were an insanely good third baseman. Okay. Okay. Let's advance a couple of days and see what happens. Right, I gotta activate people, don't I? .2.8 WAR for a career? That's not very good. And he got pretty much insulted. Couldn't I just add you to the 40-man and you can't leave? This is like a real dick move. Yeah, he's never spent time on the 40-man. You know what? Guess what? You're trapped. I'm not submitting a qualifying offer. A, because they'll probably take it, and B, because I don't want them at all. Oh, you're sending me... Okay. You'd send me Ben Sanford, who's not a very good center fielder. I acknowledge I need a better center fielder. Sanford is not that player. Starr took the minor league extension, which is very kind of him. Maitan won a Gold Glove. Congratulations. Alright, let's look at our team and see about players we might want to consider trading. Because we need an upgraded catcher, which I don't think we're likely to get, but... And most importantly, we need just center fielders. I could always call... Rulo's a terrible center fielder. He's like really bad. Ben Webb is just mediocre. Oh, what happened to that one kid? Jared Singer. Yeah, you're not getting him. It's going to take a while for him to develop as a center fielder, but he just had his way with rookie ball. Doing everything but showing power. Singer, we're going to send you straight to A-ball. Thexton, you're 20 years old. You need to be able to hold your own in A-ball, and if you can't... You know what? I'm just going to trade you. I acknowledge all the potential you might have, but you're the kind of player I might be able to get a decent return for. Well, you still have some prospect credibility. Yeah, I am not signing you. Oh, you're a very good infielder with high work ethic. You don't hit great, but you're an amazing outfielder. You have some serious potential as a possible trade. I don't need another starting pitcher. Montoya, mediocre hitter, decent outfielder. I've got quite a few like that in my system already. At least a decent center fielder. You've got a decent bat, too. But I just really like that one guy. Oh, hang on. He might develop decent gap power. Let me see if I can get Shamar Cokes and maybe like an infielder. You'll laugh in my face. He's a good center fielder with not too much of an arm. He's really, really raw. Oh, I would happily take Tim Howell if you'll throw him in. Oh. You want a lot if I make this deal. What if I drop Cokes and just ask for Howell? No. Cokes you'll make the deal for. Howell you will not. Fine. We'll make the deal. Right. I have no competent center fielders right now. Even Pineda's not brilliant. All right, let's advance time a little bit farther. How did Casanova enjoy his AA experience? He didn't, but that's fine. He's only 23. I'm willing to give him another shot in AA. Oh no, he's losing contact. Is that right? Did he lose contact? He did. That's not great. He's already pretty much a DH. Reliever of the year, probably no one for me. Nope. Silver Slugger? Nobody. It's a damn shame. Oh, pitcher. I thought that said catcher. Even that's not that great a hitter for a catcher. Good lord. Rookie of the year? Nobody. Houston. You will sell me Luis Marte. No, you do not get Jared Singer. Here. Untouchable. And I can't afford to give you my catcher either. Manager of the year is not going to be me. I'd like to win an award one of these years. But the problem is, as long as we get these ridiculous people hitting like 50 homers whenever they want to, I can't keep. Oh. Okay, this was before I took over the team. When were you drafted? 18th draft pick and was traded. Holy crap, did you guys give up a lot for Sean Manaea? That was just a mind-bogglingly stupid name. Or trade, rather. I mean, look at that. You make me weep. How did Miami get so many good hitters? Seventh overall draft pick. Trade with the Dodgers. For a pitcher, yeah. Oh well. A trade proposal. Why do you think I need a first baseman so badly? I need a center fielder. Yeah, Green's a nothing. I don't object to trading Danny Muchler necessarily. Could I name my own price for him? I could get a Bob Wheeler, who's a really good center fielder, but not a great hitter. But if I could get more than just Wheeler, Mike McCold, or McCoy, sorry, another great outfielder, not a great hitter. A pretty good third baseman whose numbers are probably inflated by Colorado's park. A decent hitter who can't play center. I'm not saying I don't want some of these players. I'm saying I don't like the idea of giving up a potentially... Well, that's a really good shortstop. Okay. Here's what we'll do. Who were the two center fielders I was looking at? I didn't even look at Mo, man. Again, a decent hitter who's not an outstanding center fielder. Molina? Really good center fielder who's not a bad hitter but not an outstanding one. I can't get him any cheaper than one of my best pitchers. I'm not making that trade. Cattouse, no. Alright, so there's Wheeler. Good speed, good range, mediocre hitter, and even a mediocre hitter is probably not likely. McCoy has a little bit more upside with the bat. I just don't feel it. You'd have to give me at least another very good prospect for me to consider this. Nope, I don't like that discipline. A decent hitter. Okay, now it totally changes the complexion of the trade. That's fine. Nava? Not a very good hitter. You'd probably seriously throw ammoniac if I asked you, just because of this stupid deal you've given him. I don't want him at all, though. Now, a guy like Jake Holland, on the other hand, a catcher who might actually pull his weight offensively. You didn't even like that deal. I can't make that trade. I have to let this go a tiny bit farther. Alright. Oh, goddamn arbitrator. I got 2 of them in favor of me and 1 of them in favor, 2 in favor of the player. Free agency filings. Oh, and we do the Hall of Fame voting the same day. We'll do that first so I don't forget. Jose Altuve. I mean, there's nothing he did that was really that exciting in our version of the game. A career WAR of 37.8 is just not that impressive. And his peak's pretty low, too. Braun, I'll vote for. Britton, no. Bumgarner, yes. I'd love to vote for Cookie Carrasco, but I can't. I don't think it's justified. Darvish, no. Donaldson, no. Familia, no. Gregerson, no. King Felix, yes. No. Yes, I will vote for Holiday. I'll vote for Kimbrel. I don't mind. I'll vote for Kluber, too. And Lester. I totally accept, by the way, that I'm being biased in favor of Kluber. I accept those criticisms with pride. James Paxton is just garbage. Rick Porcello broke the 200 win mark, which is sufficient enough. I think he deserves at least 1 vote. Reyes and Rollins, no. Rosenthal, absolutely not. Chris Sale? He did strike out 3,000 batters. That's not all that common. Max Scherzer. Maybe. I'll throw a ballot his way too. I've got 20 spots, so. Joey Votto, and I'll keep voting for David Wright. Submit. Now, we got some free agents to look for. We need a catcher and we need a center fielder. If we can get one or either of those things, I would be quite happy. Free agents. I checked the waiver wire, but no free agents. Okay. Let's start with catchers. I've got $17 million for free agents, and I'm not afraid to use it. Jason Avers is a good catcher who's a bad hitter. I've got one of those already. Favila's someone I could get behind because of his discipline and his power. That's again going to give him value. Feliciano's not that great a hitter. White's a decent hitter, but a bad catcher. I will happily give Favela an offer. 3 years, $6 million, sure. That's pretty reasonable in my view. Now let's look at some center fielders. Chris Bryant is not a center fielder. He just isn't. Okay. No, no, no. Can't play center. Filter, yes. Can we do by injury status? I don't think it's possible. That's fine. Go fielding rating at center is at least 65. There we go. Hello, Chris Kassan. I'm actually going to offer you, as a backup outfielder, he's decent. I will take this, I will make him that offer. And then, is there anything else I want? I could just look for like an outstanding hitter, but those aren't going to be cheap. Oh, clear my filter, please. Like a Seth Beer would be a good hitter. Like an amazing hitter. But I think he's also going to want like, yeah, 22 million. I can't afford that. Let's not even pretend that I can. That's a lot of power. And a hitter who's granted not very good. What does Tim Hart want? 6 million. And he's got raw power for days. But he's another outfielder, and I have too many of those. Chris Bryant as a first baseman would be pretty handy. But not for 9.5 million. I will happily offer you this contract. Unless you're lying about your power, and I think it's highly unlikely that you are. That's a decent deal. He only plays first, otherwise I would consider giving him a deal. I could bring Miguel Sano back or Sam Spencer. Zach Collins. Let's wait and see what we get in terms of these. And we can always check the Rule 5 draft. I can send Castro down now. No. Okay. Castro, I would like you to play in AAA this season. Why don't you like Juan Romero? He's a good first baseman. I like him. A couple people who are interested in signing. And Favela likes my offer too. Okay, Favela is quite happy. $6 million a year is a little bit hefty for a player of his actual talent level. But when there are so few good catchers, it just makes sense. And if I can get anything like the value he gave his team last season, he's going to repay me a pretty substantial margin. Right. Let's check potential-wise. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put Dixon on the list. Lund. Lund is such an average pitcher. What can I get for him? No, it wasn't Chris Norton that I really wanted. Joe White. A decent outfielder with a little bit of pop and a little bit of speed. Jake Montoya. Good outfielder with absolutely no hitting. I'm sensing a pattern. Good second baseman who can't really hit. Good, very good outfielder who can't hit. Good speed. Okay, someone like Alou I might actually trade for. Unless, of course, an Arturo Rivera is available. He's very, very fast. Yeah, only my scout likes him, though. By OSA, we'll probably get some different answers. OSA thinks Salazar might learn to hit. We don't. But the defense at least is real. Esteban Salazar. Kamari Dokes. Now we think he's trashed here. What's the difference? They think he'll develop control. We don't. Just a real shame. And keeping in mind that he's not exactly the crown jewels of the system, I would like to get some kind of hitter for this. Even just a decent hitter. What What do we determine about Montoya? He's not a good hitter. That's the problem. If anyone has a contact of 60 or higher, I'll actually seriously consider trading. I'm seeing a bunches of 50s and 45s. There's a 55. 45, 40, 60. I don't have a spot for him right now. 50, 40, 45, 50, 40, 55, 55, 55, 55, 45, 55, 55, 60. Oh, you're a pitcher. Never mind. He's an average hitter, but he's a very good outfielder. But the thing is, he's a very, very good outfielder with very high speed. What do we think he'll do in terms of hitting? Average contact. You think he's got a tiny bit of potential to him. You know what? Let's take a chance on Samuel Rivera. Right. Okay. Good. You're not Rule 5 eligible, are you? You should, yeah, you're not. You're not even close. Josh Cabin is. I've only got 2 spots left on the roster, but I don't mind spending one. Yeah. Cabin. Let's shop you around and see what kind of offers I can get. Probably the same kinds of players, just not as good. I could get Bubba Goff, who's a good contact hitter with good gap power and a decent home run swing. I will happily trade for Bubba Goff. And you think they might give me more, do you? Oh, that's the Cleveland active roster. I could totally get Nick Donnelly. Prospects, please, and thank you. Mike Nichols is a really good shortstop. Would you give me him too? No. What about Jim McKinney? Nope. Ernesto Maldonado? He's kind of a scrub. We'll go with Jonesy if you'll give him to me. No? Alright, that's fine. And then I'll go ahead and add Goff to the 40-man. Where did you put Senior Goff? Oh no, there's all the free agents I signed too. Uh-oh. I didn't think of that. Oh crap. We're gonna have some choices to make. Where did we put Goff? Let's look at contract and status. Let's throw him on the 40-man for now. Okay, we got 2 signings. One's a minor league deal, the other is not. Okay, Kassam. You are better than Pineda, right? You're quite a bit better than him. You're not a great hitter, but Pineda was absolutely dreadful. Maybe send Pineda to AAA. We'll think about it. Trade proposal. You're going to give me Tim Loeb back for Castro? No. He is untouchable. A trade proposal from Chicago. Why does everyone think I need a first freaking baseman? No. Let's take a look at the free agents and see what we're looking at in terms of our offers. Oh, we already signed Favela. That's right. Okay. We've got a little bit of money left to play with, and I don't have an obvious hole I can think of. We got plenty of pitching talent, maybe too much. We could get better at second, but not a lot better. I'm happy with first base. What positions could we stand to get? I could use some reinforcements in pitching. Free agent. Let's look at closers and see just what kind of market we're looking at. Phil Henninger is pretty damn good. And he wants a lot of money. Let's just look at all relievers. Let's sort by stuff. Let's make these both team option years, and then I'll actually make you an offer. We'll go up to the Rule 5 draft. I'm not going to get into a bidding war. If someone else wants us on you, they're free to do it. I can always pick up a reliever in the Rule 5. What are we looking at for the Rule 5? All players. We've got a really good pitcher in Kevin Donnellan. I don't have a spot for him, though. Sergio Miranda's pretty tempting. But I don't know. For an elite hitter, I'd make room. And I haven't seen a single elite hitter. Is Kevin Hall a right-hander? He is not. What about Miranda? He's a lefty too. Let's look at pitcher ratings and let's look at stuff. .70, 55, 50 isn't the worst pitcher I've ever heard of. With a potential to go up to 75. And he's smart. I'll take you. Oh, right, sorry. Oh, my 40 man is full. Damn it. Damn it. Who can we dispose of? No one's going to take Clevenger. There we go. And that's going to be the only player I take. I don't think I have anyone I can lose. Hall of Fame voting. Yeah, and he's also getting $8 million a year, which I did not want to spend. Philadelphia took Derek Clevenger. Oh, he's a decent hitter. I just had no place for him on the team. Yeah, we'll let Castro get some polish in AAA and then maybe call him up later in the season. I'm not feeling super confident about this season to come, if I'm honest with you. And I always try to be. What is Los Angeles offering me? Why does everyone think I need a first baseman? Okay, well, let's look at the trade interface. I genuinely don't care which team it is. We're fine for first baseman. We're weak in prospects for outfield and third base, which might be something to target in the entry draft. We're trying to pick up a third baseman. Then again, you shouldn't really draft for need because you never know by the time the players develop if the needs will be the same. So this is something to consider. Kluber made the Hall of Fame. Braun, Lester, and Kimbrel almost certainly will. There goes Rollins. There goes Cologne. There goes Papelbon, Reyes. Yeah. Oh, and he went in with an Indians cap. Oh. A little bit of a tear. One single tear down my cheek. I just don't know how the season is going to turn out. I don't know. I feel like we've upgraded a couple of critical positions. Financial update. Oh, I know what I was going to do right now. I wanted to see whose contracts are coming up and see who I might want to consider extending. Karios would not be a bad guy to extend for 3 or 4 years. Yeah, if we do like 5 million, 6 million, 7 million team option. Would you take this deal? You would. Okay, that would lock up Karios, who I don't want to lose, because he's the only real big threat we have offensively. And then there's different people with differing amounts of money, none of which really leap out at me as a must-sign. If I get Kevin Harris for cheap, if I can just buy out a couple of his arbitration years, like this. I don't think this will work, but we can try it. Nope. Would you take this? You would. Okay. That's a nice deal for a player that's semi-important to us. Manasses is on borrowed time already. Because he's a high-greed player that doesn't really do anything well except for draw walks. I am not doubling his salary. He can take a flying leap if he thinks that's going to happen. Alright, we will continue forward. Onward and upward, as I always say. Kevin Harris took the extension. She's got third base nailed down for at least a couple of years. Good. Karios was the big one. And fans are pretty happy. Dude hit 45 homers last season. I don't know why anyone would think I would even vaguely consider this. No one is exempt from his charm. That's a little aggressive, don't you think? I think it's aggressive. Got ourselves a little mini David Ortiz situation and picking up a guy in the Rule 5 draft who's just brilliant. I remember Ulysses Can too. You had that one season where you were not terrible, and then your season pretty much... Oh, hang on. Before, as soon as it's done saving, I'm gonna put someone on the roster. I'm gonna put Wardell there. Because I am not overly enthused about the idea of renewing Maitan. Where is Wardell? Oh, he's in Double-A. How did he do in Double-A last season? He owned Double-A. Let me give you a spring training invite. What does Maitan want for an extension? Just out of curiosity. Oh, good lord, no. I will trade Maitan. Holy crap, his contact is back. He's already got tons of power. Let's not rush him. Especially since his Double-A debut didn't go super great. Webb could be a depth guy. I have no qualms about putting him on the roster as a spring training invite. A lot of these really highly rated starters actually aren't going to be staying as starters. He will. But McInnes probably won't. I want you on the 60 ADL. Okay. I want my bench coach to earn his money. You can do the same thing with the pitching staff. Personnel deals. Yeah, losing Maytan's going to make a lot of people unhappy. It is what it is. Okay, Jorge Nova. Decent fielder, no real bat. And our scout says fringe to average bat. But you get Tommy Ratliff, who's nothing exceptional either, and at least your guy can play defense. Let's do it. Complete trade. That's fine. I mean, it's not the kind of thing that's likely to win as much. Don't you start Favela. Oh, don't tell me I got one of those guys. Oh, your normal injury proneness. I'd rather you miss the rest of spring training than get hurt to the point where we can't play you. Two weeks for Mosley, suck it up and pitch through it. Six days for Arongo, whatever. Personal message. We don't know when he's coming back. Again, I don't care. Well, Padilla's out for the season. Relievers are pretty cheap. I should be able to find one if I need to. Yep, and we just lost Mosley for most of the first half of the season. People quit getting hurt. Yeah, 5 days I don't care about. We can have Declouet back, which fills me with joy. I really like Favela back. To the point where, depending on the nature of his injuries, I might actually activate him anyway. And then we can make some decisions. Oh, thank God. Okay. All right, we'll sim up to the day before. And then we will set up our roster. So we've got 37 players. Spring coverage. Batting leaders. Manessi's hit 352. Kassan hit 2 triples. That's kind of fun. 4 homers for Carrios. So just like Wardell's name in here, but no such luck. Okay. Let's find the definite demotions. You're a pure reliever at this point. Let's see here. You've got 70, 75. Yeah, you instantly are one of the best pitchers on the team if I make you a reliever. So you will actually make the club, but not as a starter. Okay, you go down. Newman down, Olivas down, Shane down. This is with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starters. I don't need 7, I need 5. I'm going to designate both of you for assignment because I doubt anyone's going to go after either of you. Leaving me with just 5. Pitching should be almost done, isn't it? Pitching staff is done. So we'll clear that up and we'll work on that here in a minute. Position player wise, let's let Orozco to AAA. What did I like Orongo so much for? Orongo can go back to AAA. He had a really good year in AA. I'm willing to go ahead and promote him to AAA, but I'm not letting him have an official spot. Declouet is not very good. I will happily send him down to AAA. I need to just send down 2 more people. I already said I was going to actually send down Pineda to start the season to AAA and just give him a chance to maybe get some confidence with his pitting again. He'd never hit below 270 in 2 straight seasons. A little bit below 270, but he was actually like a 250, 260 hitter. And let's let him improve a bit. Why do we have so many bloody outfielders? What am I short on? I don't have enough infielders. I need at least 1 more. I don't want that to be Wardell. Unless it has to be. But I'd like to see him fully develop, or at least develop more than he already has before I agree to that. Jeremy Porterfield is a decent hitter who's a mediocre second baseman. Alcafachoa. Yeah, I need... Unless one of you guys can actually play the infield. Josh Judy's not the worst. Goff kind of is. In fact, I think Goff is going to go down. No, Castro is not starting in the majors this season. There we got 3 starters there and 2 backups. I just need 1 more infielder of some nature. Do we call up Humberto? Just as like the pinch hitter to end all pinch hitters? But there really is no other obvious choice. And Cokes is decent. He's kind of meh. I need another infielder. Alcafachoa isn't bad. It seems like it's trying to like nose me closer and closer to Joe Wardell, who I'm not willing to push yet. No, Indian, don't do it. Let him develop, in AAA. If I rush him, I gain very little. I'm not calling up another pitcher. Kevin Plumlee can actually play third and the outfield. But that's not really what I'm looking for. That's not really what I'm looking for. What can Baba Goff improve at? Really his plate discipline. You know what? I'm going to send you down. I'm actually going to call up Camarena because of that power. That's a tool we don't have on the bench right now. He's already the second best power hitter on the entire team. Do we have even any 55s as contact hitters? I can't call you up, Castro. I need you to have time to play in AAA and get some confidence back. I could just search by con stuff. I seriously don't even have bad hitting. I don't want to call up Shamar Cooks yet. Not when he's never even played above the rookie ball level. All right. Tikule only plays short. That's a problem. Pineda, I want to get some practice. Yeah. And Porterfield is only power. He's a switch hitter. Does Pat Morris have any kind of abrupt... He doesn't hit righties as hard as he hits lefties. But I don't know that I want to platoon him. Someone like Romero would probably... Oh yeah, Romero's got a huge hole in his swing against lefties. What do we have in a first base type of arrangement? Man, Castro can't play first. He's not like secretly actually a pretty decent first baseman, as he is not. And he's a lefty anyway, and I need a right-handed bat. Goff is a righty, and he is a pretty decent hitter. Who'd be absolutely hopeless at first base. Declouet would be a good first baseman, and he is a right-handed hitter. He's at least a marginal platoon player. I guess that's fine. It's not what I want, but the alternative would be figuring out... Ooh. Anything interesting happen here? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to advance to opening day, and then I will put my lineup and my rosters together. I'll put my lineup and rotation together, sorry. We'll do that really quickly, and then we'll end the episode as we traditionally do when we're in the off-season episode of the season. I know it does. Personal message. You want me to stay respectable? Top 100 prospects list. Casanova at number 8. How are we doing as a minor league system? Oh, we've dropped a great deal. We're down to 15th. That's not going to make the owner happy. Because he wants us to be a top 6 farm club. I've upgraded a catcher. I didn't even know that was a thing to do. I just did it because it made sense. Right. Pitching staff. Okay, because he did fairly well at the end of last season. Hang on, let's look at pitcher ratings. Stuff. Yeah, these guys both have pretty big holes in their game. Pitching-wise, Silva's pretty good, but Gunner's better, and I trust him more. Or should we make it Silva? No, we'll make Gunner the closer. I'm just going to mark him as a closer here so I don't forget. Right. Okay. Anderson's the ace. This is without question. Randy Fitch is my number 2. Moochler number 5, DeVille number 4, O'Dane number 3. How old is Moochler? I'm not going to give him a pitch count. He's never going to break 200 innings in a season anyway. DeVille is 27, so if he's going to get better, this is when he's going to get better. I have no issues with this. He's like Josh Tomlin. If Josh Tomlin could actually strike people out. That's a fine rotation. I'm perfectly happy with that. Relievers. So Gunner's going to be the closer. And we're going to push him a tiny bit, 8th or later. Silva is the next best pitcher in terms of quality. Because this is just... He's supposed to be a fairly decent control pitcher. He should not be walking 5 guys an inning. Or 5 guys every appearance. I think he'll get better. By default, Brachia has to be our specialist, but he has no split. So I'll go ahead and make him a middle reliever too. But his primary role is going to be that kind of guy. Gerardo. Okay, let's focus on the relievers, please. All relievers. Gerardo's got the best stuff on the team, so I'm going to make him a pure middle reliever. I would like another setup guy, though. Villegas, I think, will be my 6th inning setup guy. Wait, you're not the middle reliever. Brocky is the one who's also middle relief. Let's see, so with Nelson, who... We're going to make Nelson long relief / emergency starting pitcher. Well, Antoine. And Antoine is just going to be a standard middle reliever. I'm not as pleased about the bullpen this season, but I think it's still pretty decent. We'll see what happens as the season progresses. I may make some changes there. All right, lineups. Totally wipe them out. Clear all. Clear all. So, Favela, definitely the starting catcher, without question. Against right-handed pitching, Romero's going to be starting at first. Yeah, he is a lefty. But, I mean, he's a very big hole in his swing against lefties. And I'd much rather have him use what he's the best at. Morris will play second. Do we want Queen to play second? No, Morris is actually a much better hitter. We will have Harris play third. Maitan will play short one last season. Then we have Karios in left. Kassan in center. Menendez in right. Okay, I'm just going to fill out the depth chart first, and then we'll go from there. Alfaro will be the backup. Diaclouet is going to be backup first and backup short. We'll also make Diaclouet defensive sub at first. As far as playing second and third goes, that'll be Queen all the way. We'll even have him back up in center. No, we can let Judy back up in center. That's fine. Or is Judy much better in the corners? He is quite a bit better in the corners. So we can do like this. And then we can do Queen here. Queen will be defensive sub at second. Right, pinch hitters, Camarena. He can't play first, can he? He cannot. He's even worse than most non-first basemen. And then it will be Diaclouet and Queen. And then he has no speed. He has speed, so Queen can be a pinch runner, and presumably Judy can be a pinch runner. Yeah. Okay. Let's copy just the depth chart. We'll paste it here, and here, and here. DH will be Camarena, without question. And then versus left-handed pitching, Diaclouet is going to play first. Queen will then back up short. And again, at first. And Queen at short. Queen I'd actually like to kind of lock up if we can. At some point, because he plays all these different positions fairly well. He's not the greatest center fielder, but he can fill in. I mean, 222 is not exciting, but we'll make it work. Okay, now we adjust the lineups. Wait, what? Oh, right. Romero will be the number 3 pinch hitter. Is Judy a decent hitter? He's actually a pretty decent hitter. I'm willing to make him a pinch hitting guy too. Yes, pinch hitting guy. That's the technical term. Judy and Judy. Right. Batter ratings, contact. Our two best contact hitters are Romero and Morris. Okay, Mei-Tan is actually going to be our leadoff guy. Morris is going to hit second. Then who do we want to hit third? Probably Romero, right? And then Karios at the cleanup spot. Harris batting fifth. Meneses can bat sixth. And then some combination of Kasan and Favila. I can live with that. Mei-Tan's going to be angry because he thinks he's a middle of the lineup guy, but he's a leadoff hitter at this point in his career. Although Meneses could do that too. Okay, that's a good lineup there. Let's copy this lineup to this one. We'll add Camarena. And then I want Camarena batting where Meneses does now. There we go. And then you can copy... No, then we go here. And again, stick to the ratings. I don't know why I keep coming back to the stats. Alright, Romero's not going to hit against right-handed pitching, left-handed pitching, because he can't handle it. Which is going to totally change the order. Mei-Tan first, Morris second. Karios doesn't have a hole in his swing, does he? He does have a bit of a hole in his swing. This is something to consider for the future. Like last year, let's look at your splits. Only 2 of your homers are hit versus lefties. Oh wow, that's an extreme split. Platooning you might be a good idea. I just don't have an obvious candidate until Castro proves he can hit. I could always send Judy down. Okay, Castro is a righty, correct? He is a lefty. And he also has a big hole in his swing. I need more right-handed bats. This is mildly disconcerting. Karios' cleanup. Harris there. Meneses there. Do I really want Declouet hitting third? I do not. So we're going to actually lead off Meneses. Mei-Tan will play hitting the 3 spot. I need you to copy this lineup. I need you to paste it here. I said paste this here. Oh, and you screwed this up. Then I want Camarena in, where Kasan is now. Yeah, we need right-handed hitters. Pretty badly. Because he's a beast against right-handed pitching, and he can't handle left-handed pitching. And I don't think I have an outfielder that hits... Let me see something here. Casanova is a righty. And he has no dramatic holes in his swing. Ouch. Which is really good to hear. He might be pairing up with Romero sooner rather than later. Damn, he really shot up all of a sudden. When did this happen? Well, I guess he was 40 out of whatever. Okay. Let's give him a season in Double-A to see what he can do, but he might actually skip Triple-A. Just because I need a right-handed bat so badly. What about Pineda? Pineda's a righty. But he doesn't really have an obvious hole, which is actually not bad. I'm not going to complain about that, but okay, that does teach me something new there. Goff is a righty. What about Judy? Judy's a lefty. And he's about the same hitter with either way, with a little bit more power there. Let's give it a season. Let's give it the first few months of the season and then maybe make some changes there. Okay, so the lineups are all set. I'm very eager to see what happens this season. It could be a lot of fun. It could also go horribly, horribly wrong. And that's possibly likely. But we'll have to see what happens next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Out of the Park Baseball 18. If you have, as always, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Especially comment down below. I'm curious to see what other people's experiences have been with platoon situations. If they've really found it a big deal breaker one way or the other. Because we have a very left-handed hitting team right now. And since comparatively few pitchers in the majors are lefties, this isn't gonna break us, but this is definitely something to consider as we build the team. Definitely something to consider. But that's been it for this episode, and as always, this has been Avindian, bidding you a good day.